Hey guys, it's Sun from Stories Untold Till Now. I have a follow-up news on a long-awaited, action-thrilled movie called District 9 and its sequel, District 10. I must warn you, spoilers about the first movie is ahead, so if you don't want spoilers, then don't watch. District 9 was released in 2009. It made a whopping $210.8 million on a $30 million budget. The first movie's plot is based around the race of aliens that get stuck on Johannesburg in South Africa. They were rescued by humans and then forced to live in ghettos. These prawn-like creatures were obsessed with cat food and had a lot of dangerous weapons. Wikus is a man who works for the AMU. He was one of the head operatives for the relocation of alien prawn-like residents of District 9 to their new home, to District 10. When he goes to District 9 to relocate the aliens, they find multiple and illegal weapons and they confiscate them. He meets a prawn called Christopher Robinson. They found that he had illegal chemistry set and electronic setup in a shallow part of their home. On top of that, he also had a son which he did not have a license for. When Wikus and his team investigate, they find a vial with mysterious black fluid. The fluid sprays on Wikus, and after a few days, he begins to get sick and transform into a prawn. The fluid is a key component to get the piece of the ship that had fallen previously from the beginning to help that piece connect to the ship, and then they'll be able to fly off. Christopher Robin had it hidden under his house for 20 years. Wikus helped him so that he can get transformed back into a human. As the transformation was occurring, so was his value, as Wikus was now able to handle alien weaponry and use that. And his father-in-law, who is the director of AMU and who also doesn't like him at all, wanted to go ahead to dissect him, all while telling his daughter that, oh, Wikus is dead. So sad, so sad. Man was actually a monster in this movie. So at the ending of the movie, essentially, Wikus does completely change into a prawn, while Christopher Robin does go back to his home planet. Now Wikus waits as the promise of his friends saying that he will come back to fix him. Well, we shall see, as it's been 12 years of silence. Finally, we get some news that District 10 will now happen. So let's dive in and discuss why it took 12 years for the sequel to come out in the first place. According to IndieWire.com, Sharlto Copley had said that, "I've wanted to do it since we did the first one. It was really Neil coming around with sort of where the world's been going." So, Sharlto Copley is the screenwriter, by the way, and feeling like he had something to say again. We've been throwing drafts back and forth and hopefully getting closer to something that can actually have some relevance. Not immediately firing off a District 9 sequel after the first film, Copley said was kind of a rebellion on Blomkamp's part. There's definitely a version of Neo who could have just left it all at that. He just wanted to make it for money. He wouldn't just want to make it for money. There's a lot that we could have explored in the world immediately afterwards, but it was his project, his baby, and he's not really a typical Hollywood guy. For those of you who didn't understand, the translation is, he didn't wish to make a sequel because he didn't want it to be rushed, nor was he trying to make a big buck, as this project is his baby, and he's very proud of it. The director of this movie, Neil Blomkamp, said that it's coming, in reference to the movie, that the long-awaited sequel is in the works. He posted this on Twitter, and that's when the conversation sparked. According to ScreenRant.com, Blomkamp has in fact involved in an array of projects that for some reason or another never came to fruition. The most well-known of these unmade films is, of course, his Alien 5. This would have been a direct sequel to James Cameron's Aliens. Unfortunately, Blomkamp's version of Alien never saw the light of day beyond concept art, as Ridley Scott decided to take back the franchise's reins. I have a question for my audience. Would you guys liked it if Ridley never took back the reins and that we got to see Blomkamp's version of Aliens, or do you think it would be better? It's better at the fact that Blomkamp never had it. What do you guys think? Anyway, back to the video. As far as we know, no updates regarding District 10 have come out whatsoever. Not even the plot. They don't know if it's going to be a prequel or sequel. People say that it's at the latter at the moment because the universe can expand so much, as the movie was properly set up to handle both types of movies. So it's unclear, and we just have to wait it out. Even though I know the writer isn't much of a Hollywood man, do you think he will sell out, or do you think he'll keep playing it right by taking his time to figure out how he would like to make this movie? I'm pretty sure he's still figuring out the details to make sure it doesn't come out terrible. After all, this was a really good movie in my opinion. Well, that's all I leave with you today. I did my best to find all the sources with relevant information that turned up, but this was all I could find that were like direct, you know what I mean? If there's anything else that you guys find that I didn't see or I somehow missed, please let me know. Thanks, and an update for the next movie video I have is discussing the 2010 Predators and why it never got a sequel. As always, friends, thank you so much for sticking by, and stay sunny!